Thank you so much for this comment. It is actually very, very true what you have written. And I wanted to make a video reply to this comment because I really want everybody to see it and really think about what it's actually saying. Because when I was a Jehovah's Witness, I actually saw this with my own eyes. Parents being prepared to sacrifice their children on the altar of Jehovah's Witness beliefs. And as crazy as it sounds, they really truly believe that they will get their children back. And I'm not attacking individuals here. That's my disclaimer because I truly am not. It is about the beliefs, it's about this organization. At one point, I was really brainwashed. I was so hooked into it because I genuinely believed that what they were teaching was true, mainly because I wanted to see my father, resurrected on earth, because I believed it. I wanted to believe it because when you lose somebody, it is so easy for them to use your grief to hook you in. And I'm also a mother. So when I had my children, I was still Jehovah's Witness. And both times, I went through really difficult labour. And with my first pregnancy, I also had preeclampsia, so I had to be induced. And that brought its own issues. But the second time, I was actually in that position where I had to basically give an answer to the medical professionals if, I would accept blood transfusion because I was in a dangerous position after giving birth, losing a lot of blood. And discuss it more in my upcoming book about my time as a Jehovah's Witness. And the reason I wrote this book is because I feel that a lot of people are very oblivious to what Jehovah's Witnesses are, what they stand for, what they believe, how they rope people in, what actually happens behind the Kingdom Hall doors. And it is something that I also wrote for my younger self as a tribute to her before she knew what was going to happen. And if it can help just one person to not go through the same things that I did, then it will have done its job and I'll be very happy. And my book's coming out on 30th of March. It will be available on Amazon, on Kindle and paperback. And the link will go up in the bio when it's live. Just at the minute, going through the last polishing, the cover art, and the manuscript itself is ready. It's just literally just last bits of editing and preparing. So it's very exciting. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm being very, very vulnerable in this book, showing the process of before, during, and after, so that it can hopefully help others who are no doubt in similar situations, especially trying to deconstruct from the religious conditioning, because it's a lot to unpack. And I wasn't even born and raised in it. I was roped in when I was 14. So my heart goes out to anyone who has never known anything else but Jehovah's Witnesses and who either want to leave or have left. And it is not easy to rewire your brain and your nervous system after something like that. It really isn't. And that's me, who wasn't a Jehovah's Witness until age 14. So I'm really, really hoping that it will reach the right people and give people hope, and hopefully also an idea of how to, navigate things. Because also I incorporate a lot of personal experiences without bashing individuals, because, when you're brainwashed, you do and you say and you behave in ways that are, somewhat questionable. However, going back to this comment, it really, really is incredibly dangerous, this belief about resurrection. And I understand, I really do, because you know, there's people who believe they're going to heaven, there's people who believe in reincarnation. So I do personally believe in reincarnation now, but with any belief, end of the day, we don't actually know, do we? We don't know what happens when we die. There's no proof. There's no evidence of anything. Anything. So this life, in theory, is all we've got. Just this life, right? So to allow your child to pass away on the altar of Jehovah's Witness beliefs, I think it's absolutely terrifying. It's terrifying, and it's something that I don't know how they can live with themselves who have lost children, because there were always articles in Watchtowers and stories about how these faithful youngsters have died and how they're waiting resurrection. And it's not going to happen. They're gone. It's a delusion. And I know there'll be probably some Jehovah's Witness who will put a well-meaning comment about how obviously I'm lying and it's the truth and I'm, brainwashed by Satan. Okay, well, that's your prerogative, but are you really, really, really willing to convince a parent that they will see their child again? Are you that sure they will see their child again after letting them pass away from not allowing blood transfusion, when only blood transfusion will help? So I hope whoever argues with me will actually think about it properly. Free to argue, obviously. It's freedom of speech. And also those who say like, oh, well, these alternatives to blood transfusion are so great, they're so wonderful, much better than blood. I hate to tell you it's not true. And do you know how I know? I know that because I have a very, very good friend who is a very high-standing medical professional with decades of experience, knowledge, degrees, working in A&E, dealing with life and death situations. And you know what medical professionals really think of Jehovah's Witnesses? They think they're all delusional, and that no matter what they tell them about blood, these window cleaners, the best accountants, will not hear a professional opinion. They think that they're so clever with their brochures and their books and the little courses that the government body provides that they know better than the doctors, and they don't. And unfortunately, they are brainwashing the rest of the congregation into thinking that, oh, but we're going to be all right because we refuse blood and now there's so many different alternatives, this and that. When you're in a situation where you need blood now, where you've got seconds or minutes, none of these alternatives going to do anything. Alternatives may work when you've got time, when there's time. But when there's no time, I'm sorry, it's just, that's it. You need blood or you are going to be unalived. By what? What are you sacrificing your life or your children's life to? And I feel very passionate about it because I was in a situation where I nearly lost my life and I would have left a toddler and a baby, newborn baby, without a mother. And I will never forgive that. I'm very lucky I'm still here, very lucky. But I will never forgive that I was praised for it. I was praised. They told me, like, it's so amazing you were prepared. You nearly died for Jehovah. And I think it's sick, absolutely sick. So, yes, thank you again for this comment. And I do agree, personal opinion, I do feel that they are a dangerous cult. However, it's up to each and every one of whoever watches this to make their own mind up. And I hope you come to the right conclusion. Thank you for watching, and I will speak to you soon.